Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation?
Mhm.
What's it like for you in the role that you are when someone is finding that? How do we help guide them? Or even, I guess the better question is, if you are a person who has felt, something's off, something doesn't feel right, I know something happened. How do you start this process to be curious about it and to investigate it?
That's a good question. We need to inform ourselves. We need to get the information. So I think it's very healthy that everyone is seeking out there on social media. If they don't have access to a therapist or whatever, they just start getting the information that you need to know to understand yourself more. Um, yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm not sure. Do you have any ideas? I'm curious also on your thoughts on this.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is just about giving yourself the grace to be curious enough to step into it, right?
Hmm.
We live in Western societies and many societies around the world where it's positioned that we should feel shame or guilt or worse
Hmm.
about things that have happened to us that are not our responsibility. And I'm always thinking about how can we help give people access to more tools to be able to step into that place where they're
Yeah.
willing to say, "Yeah, I need help," right? And
Yes.
and and that's so much of the conversation. How do we effectively navigate people into knowing that it's okay to ask for help?
Mhm. And this reminds me of I was listening to a podcast of yours in which you were, and I saw also a post on it, on that there's this whole taboo of blaming our parents, right? Or talking about that, discussing that, even questioning our childhood if our needs were met, etc. And I think that that is the first step to break this taboo. And curiosity is everything. I remember once listening to a podcast, and there was a question to that person said, "What are the two most important things that can make you happy ASAP?" And one of them was curiosity. So if we're able to stop judging, but transform that judgment into curiosity, we're going from defense mechanism to growth. Curiosity is key. And as for the being curious, a lot of, especially childhood trauma, is created in childhood. It's not for nothing. And also with the personality, the way we interact right now, Michael, the projections we will have towards each other, everything is guided by what we are shaped in childhood. And so we need to go there. And a lot of people are scared. There's even one person that has created her own account to be able to follow me because she's so afraid what other people will think. Because I'm posting on childhood and our parents. And I think that it's important for people to realize that when we go to our childhood, our purpose is not to blame. Who cares about blaming? We want to heal. With blaming, we're not going to heal. Okay. So going to our childhood and questioning and reevaluating what has happened is with one purpose only: to acknowledge the needs that weren't met and what was done to us. We're not talking about if they did it on purpose or not. Our psychology doesn't care about that. That's not the point. But when we're not going to recognize and acknowledge what was done to us, we're going to misinterpret it. And we will have our inner critic haunting us for the rest of our lives. And we won't be able to develop self compassion, which is crucial. And we will be trapped in shame. And it will affect our relationships. We won't be able to trust people. So, actually, if you would look at it from that perspective, it is quite selfish to not go to childhood. It's quite selfish if we wouldn't put the blame on the one that caused the damage. That goes also in our daily lives. Because when we will blame ourselves. Depression, for instance, is internalized anger. And we won't be better persons in society if we project our anger towards other people or towards ourselves, right?